Millions more people are now living under the highest level of coronavirus restrictions in England as the number of cases continue to rise. Just after midnight, around 1.4 million people in Barnsley, Doncaster, Rotherham and Sheffield joined the Tier 3 alert system. Much of the hospitality industry has had to close and no household mixing is allowed. With Greater Manchester, Lancashire and the City of Liverpool region, it brings the total number of people in England subject to the tightest restrictions to over 7.3 million. The Labour Mayor of Sheffield's City region has urged the government to set out exactly how the area will exit the new restrictions. Fiona Trott reports.
Nervously watching and waiting for what happens next. These days, it's not so different in the human world.
It's definitely made us think of where we go and what we do as a family. We do a lot more outdoor things as opposed to indoor, just so we can be away from people.
I think if everyone does their part, the sooner we get it over and done with, the quicker we'll be on the other end, I think.
And in the meantime, this wildlife park is a welcome distraction. But from today, strict travel guidance means it can only rely on local people. But is it enough to keep it going?
Looking forward, it's a really scary time for us, as you can imagine. All these wonderful animals that are entrusted into our care, we need to make sure they're kept safe and their welfare is not impacted by COVID. It's important that people can come to us so the money keeps coming in so we can keep looking after these wonderful animals.
How different it feels in the city centre. This pub has been forced to shut.
It's stressful and sad.
It's not just the business that's at risk. Dave lives here too, but he's still thinking of others.
Customers miss us, we miss them. We usually do all their shopping for some of them. We're going to be limited now because we can't go to their house, we'll have to leave it outside the door for them. Which a lot of people do anyway, but that's the type of person we are. You know, we are community.
Don't know if you're coming or going, it feels like the world's coming to an end slowly. It really does.
It should have never have happened in the first place. We should have stayed in lockdown all the months ago.
Traders here say they need a clear plan, a plan for coming out of stricter measures. And that's something that the Mayor for the Sheffield City region has also asked for from the government. And he says that areas also need clear guidance for going into stricter measures too.
Areas like Nottingham, which has more cases than Doncaster. It's expected to be moved into the highest tier next week.
Please keep a polar bear's length of 2 metres apart for respectful social distancing.
A review on the South Yorkshire measures is expected in 28 days. Until then, it's about making the most of what they can do.
It's just nice to come out and just try and have family time and a bit of sense of normality, especially for for little ones.
While some are used to the cold weather, others are now embracing it. The new way to live life in South Yorkshire. Fiona Trott, BBC News, Doncaster.